Do you think Alec is going to prison?
It appears that rule was breached. And next, once you have your cart...
Okay, is that true? Wait. Can somebody link me court docs? That would be crazy if that was true. Oh, God.
I mean, perfect. That's where it should be. That's where it should be. Perfect. 10 out of 10. No!
I asked President Xi if they had a drug problem in China. And I'm not gonna do the voice, but he said, no, me no like drugs, me like death penalty.
When I asked President Xi, I said, do you have a drug problem? No. We give death penalty to people that sell drugs. End of problem.
Donald Trump Jr. is selling shirts that say guns don't kill people by Alec Baldwin. Dude, Lawrence Southern made a video. Oh, God. I don't know if I want to jump into it. I thought about responding. Everything about the... I felt like an idiot because I didn't realize until like 2 days into the Alec Baldwin discourse, because I'm going to be totally honest with you. Hold on. Wow. Shit. I almost said something dumb, which was I hate SNL. The smarter statement to say is SNL has been objectively shit for years. Okay. So I don't watch SNL because it is just fucking shit. It is such a horrible show. But I remembered, oh shit, Alec Baldwin is the guy that plays fucking, that does the Trump impersonations. So I think all the conservatives are suddenly really fucking interested in gun safety because it's like a chance to shit on Alec Baldwin. But like, there have been so many brain dead takes about like everything. Like, oh, well, like I've seen so many people like, oh, this is basic gun safety. This is basic gun safety. This is nothing about acting is basic gun safety, you fucking idiot, okay? There are, and I've said them on the stream enough, you guys should remember, there are 4 basic golden cardinal rules to handling a firearm, okay? Treat every gun as though it's loaded. Don't put your finger on the trigger till you're ready to fire. Don't point the gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. Be aware of everything beyond what you're pointing at, okay? All 4 of these rules are broken when you're acting on set. Nothing about handling a firearm as an actor is basic gun safety. It is definitely elevated to like advanced gun safety. You're in a different world because like, and then I'm seeing like, people are putting shit like, oh, well, actually, there's this thing called Cheat the Shot, and it's in this sheet that I read. Bro, have you watched any fucking movie ever? Or do you not know anything about gun safety? Because in every movie ever where somebody's holding a gun to somebody's head, where somebody commits suicide, where both actors are in frame and it's close enough that you can see, where people are waving guns around, they're flashing people with their muzzles constantly or sweeping the entire fucking room. People have their fingers triggered. Like, I didn't know if I wanted, because you could put together like 150 different fucking like scenes where it's like, this is how you, like, these are people in bad gun etiquette. I don't know. Jesus, so dumb. Do you agree that Baldwin is partly responsible? So here's the only thing I'm going to say about like all the Alec Baldwin shit, and it's breaking news, which sucks, right? You have to wait. I think it's like, this is one of the few times where we're probably going to get all of the information about what went wrong. So why speculate? This wasn't a random gang shooting. This wasn't a random, 2 little boys in a house and one accidentally shot his friend. This was like a ton of people were on set, film was rolling, and there's like a million fucking witnesses, right? Like, why not just wait for everything to roll out and then we can see, oh, who's responsible? What happened, right? Like, just wait for all of the information to come out before you're like, oh, this was Alec Baldwin's fault. Oh, it was the TikTok girl's fucking fault. Oh, it was because of all this, blah, blah, blah. No, bro, why not just wait, okay? Why not just wait and see what the fuck happened? It's the armorer's fault. It was the prop master's fault. It was the assistant director's fault. Like, chill. You don't know whose fault it was. Just wait. Just wait and see. Why would there be live rounds on a movie set together? Okay. I haven't done like all the reading for all this shit yet because I've been busy with shit. Okay, maybe we'll dive into it later. Maybe not because it's boring. Okay, when they say live rounds on a movie set, live round doesn't mean like a cartridge with a full metal jacket round at the tip. Okay, I'm pretty sure live round just means that it's got an adequate amount of gunpowder, a wad of paper, something at the end to produce the sound and the flash. That's what a live round is on set. A live round isn't supposed to be you have an FMJ, ready to kill round loaded into the gun. I don't think that's supposed to ever happen. He shot her when they were not filming. He was playing it around and pointing it at people. Okay, Captain, I need you to source me out of your IP ban. When you make dumb fucking claims, or not dumb claims. When you're making a claim of this, I need you to link me a story that says Alec Baldwin on set was playing around with the gun and just aimed it at people and shot. Let me see the story. If we're gonna do breaking news claims, I need a breaking news story. Let me know when you got it, okay? Are those literally blanks? I've read conflicting stuff, but I think blanks and live rounds are the same thing. Or blanks, I don't know, or blanks might refer to something else, but yeah, I don't know. But live round on set does not mean the same thing as it would mean like when you're at the range and you've been given like a cartridge with a real bullet that's ready to like kill somebody. There's sometimes an issue with blanks where any obstruction can be dangerous or the casing breaks and becomes a projectile. Sure, maybe. Please explain to these retards that blanks are literally blank. Okay, here, let's draw real quick, okay? So, okay, I might be generalizing, okay? Twitch, this isn't a dick, don't bet me, okay? I think that every round is gonna have like three or four basic parts, okay? Or this is what a cartridge is, okay? So you're gonna have something on the back will be called a primer. Now I think it's either center fire or you might have rim fire, but you have a primer here, okay? This is meant to be struck by, I believe, a firing pin when you pull a trigger. When you pull the trigger, okay, you have a little thing that comes forward and it strikes a primer, which causes a little spark, okay? Now, inside of the cartridge, you've got gunpowder, usually measured in grains, okay? Oh, wait, so Captain linked something where it said it was slightly off, he was practicing for a shot. Okay, practicing for a shot is not playing around on set with it. Okay, so you have grains in the middle here. Now, when a firing pin strikes a primer, okay, on the bottom of your cartridge, okay, this primer ignites and it sparks and then it ignites all of this in here, all the gunpowder in here, okay? And then when the gunpowder in here ignites, okay, a couple things happen. One, your projectile, your round at the front, okay? And this is gonna be your actual, like, your 9mm round, your 45, whatever bullshit. This cartridge, okay, so usually it's gonna be like a metal encasing, right? You might call these from Call of Duty, remember? Full metal jacket round, okay? The ignition here sends the bullet forward, and then usually it'll send the slide back, and then the cartridge will pop out of the gun, okay? Now, if you're on a movie set, oftentimes you're using something called blanks, right? So a blank is going to be the exact same shit, except on the front here, there might be like, I've heard that they'll put like paper or something smaller here that will get ejected, but nothing, you're not gonna have like an actual like a metal round or anything here. But the problem is that if you put it, so yeah, that's it, okay. And then we've always heard the Brandon shit, Brandon Lee or whatever, if you fire a blank like right next to somebody's face or something, the gas is expelled or any particle or particulate matter here expelled can kill somebody. So even if it is a blank, you're not supposed to like put it right up somebody's head and shoot. Yeah. But this is like, I believe somebody correct me wrong, I believe a cartridge usually can refer to like the full like cartridge plus bullet. Somebody will call it like the whole thing like a cartridge, but the NPR article says it went through the woman who died and hit the other woman in the shoulder, or hit the other in the shoulder. Yeah, I don't know what was fired, because a normal blank, my understanding is that a normal blank can kill somebody at close range, but like what from one shot will penetrate one person, kill them, and then strike and injure another one? That I don't know what happened. But that's what I'm saying, like just wait for all the documents to come out, right? There are so many people that have reported on this, or I'm sorry, that have like witnessed this. You've got cameras rolling everywhere. You've got like, there's we'll find out what happened. There's literally no reason to speculate. Just wait and chill and see what happens. Destiny, there's no reason to be pointing at a director. He's somewhat responsible even. Okay, you don't know that. Why do you say that? You don't know if there's no reason. You don't know what he's doing. And you have no idea, right? Maybe he's supposed to be shooting at the camera, right? I don't know. You don't know either though. Just chill. Like, wait for the information. Why would you be so quick? Like, oh, there's blah, blah, blah. Like, Jesus. Dude, where's Moon? I just want to play League. I don't want to talk about anything related to politics. I want to, like,
11, so not unheard of.
I want to graduate out of this area and just play League of Legends. I actually can't do it, dude. I get brain rot talking about this shit. Alec Baldwin ignored the #1 rule of gun safety, Hollywood weapons expert. Alec Baldwin, who accidentally killed a cinematographer on the set of the film Rust, should have never pointed a gun at another human, even if he believed it was safe, Hollywood safety experts told the Post. It's an actor, right? The 4 rules don't apply. It's an actor. You're an actor. Why would you say something this stupid? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Do you think Alec is going to prison? No fucking way. No, actually, I don't know. I wouldn't know the answer to that. I think that it's gonna depend on where the fault lies from which safety procedure was broken. That's gonna be like, but it's gonna matter like what the procedures were on set, what were the implementations, because some people, apparently there had already been one negligent discharge, okay? ND, okay? ND, okay? Don't ever let anybody utter the phrase accidental discharge, okay? It's always a negligent discharge, okay? There is no such thing as an accidental discharge, okay? Always negligent, unless it's actually like a weapon malfunction, all right? But it's gonna depend on who dropped the ball on what, where was the safety being fucked up at. Click this video.
So a lot of people have been wanting to hear my take on the incident on the set of the movie Rust. And I've been a little hesitant.
So like here, like let's say for instance, let's say that the prop master and the director, whatever, let's say the prop master and the armorer, they're supposed to be the ones that clear weapons and present weapons to actors, okay? If that's the protocol and they do it and there is no protocol, the actor doesn't check afterwards because that's what because that's just the protocol, then the fault would lie on the people that cleared the weapons and gave the weapons first, right? That would be the, they would have the fault. But let's say that there is some obligation or responsibility on the actor to check the type of load when they're given a firearm. I don't know if there would be or not. Then the responsibility would probably fall, it would be distributed between all two or three of them, right? We already have the weapons guy saying, he said, cold gun. Yeah, so, but the thing is, I don't know what the procedures are on this set, right? Now I know people are linking random things from different things, blah, 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 but in terms of this set, I don't know. Oh God. Okay. Police describe the gun as containing live rounds, not blanks. So on a movie set, a live round refers to a blank, okay? It doesn't necessarily refer to a cartridge with a bullet on it. It doesn't necessarily refer to that. Now, everybody's using all of these words interchangeably. Blank, live round, dummy round. I've seen all three of these referred to interchangeably to refer to the same thing or different things. So it's really hard. The police wouldn't describe it as such though, right? I have no idea because everybody's using like the different words or the same words refer to the same things or different things. It's really confusing. So like for instance, so when you say things like, we already have the weapons guy saying he said cold gun, okay? So like this is something that is unique to acting and I don't think has anything to do with normal gun safety. Or at the very least in my life, I have never, ever, 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 ever in any case on any range or with any person in my life heard of somebody clearing a gun for you and giving it to you and you not checking it yourself. I never heard that in my life. I would never in my life have somebody hand me a firearm and say it's clear and go like, oh, cool. You always check every single time. You're either checking it and clearing it or you're loading it and then chambering around yourself. You're never being handed a firearm ever and having a guy say, oh, it's clear. Never. Or it's ready to go. You never, ever, ever would have that. So this is something that's like unique to a set or unique to actors on set, unless there's some like exotic ordinance that I don't know about, like for crazy guns maybe, but yeah. How do you clear a weapon with a blank? Yeah, see, that's what I don't know what that means. That's what I'm saying, like on a set, I don't know if I would expect an actor, because if you've been given a gun and it has a blank, like, are you just like clearing it and then like ejecting every round, or I'm not sure. I don't know what a blank looks like, because there might be something at the top of the cartridge for it to fit in the magazine. I'm trying to think. I don't know how the round is chambered. It would depend on the gun. I'm not sure, yeah. Would you even trust an actor to check the gun? I mean, if that was part of their responsibility, yeah. Why don't you just Google what a blank looks like? Because the problem is that like there are, I would feel more comfortable just waiting for the court docs to come off set, because there are so many different like terminologies and ways that these are all referred to that I don't know if like a particular picture of a blank I see is going to be the same one that's like traditionally used on set or something. I'm not sure if that's like a consistent thing. So like I'm already seeing different pictures of like, so here's a blank where it shows that like there's just absolutely no bullet at the top of the cartridge. But now I'm seeing ones where there's like a rubbery thing at the top. I don't know what's going to be on set. I see stuff with stuff like plastic shit at the top. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Anyway, we can watch this.
So a lot of people have been wanting to hear my take on the incident on the set of the movie Rust. And I've been a little hesitant because I didn't want to make speculations. There wasn't much information, and I really wanted some more information to come out. Now there have been some court documents released, and I believe I can discuss the protocols that were breached, which led to the firearm killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injuring director Joel Souza. For starters, my heart goes out to the Hutchins family, Joel Souza, and the entire crew. So one thing that's bugging me from all the articles is they keep talking about a misfire. Misfire 3 days before the incident. The incident was a misfire. Well, a misfire is when a gun doesn't fire. If what actually happened would be accidental discharge. First and foremost, most important protocol is no live ammo on the set. No live rounds. A live round is a cartridge with a slug in it, a bullet that can kill someone. It appears that rule was
So this is something where I've read, man, fuck. The terminology is so inconsistent. So I think I've heard misfire also referring to gun malfunctions as well. So some firearms, for instance, when you drop them, can fire. I feel like I've heard that type of discharge referred to as a misfire. Misfire. I'm trying to think if a jam, if your gun jamming, did it misfire? Did it jam? I don't know what's going on outside. I don't know if I've ever heard that before, but it might be the case. My gun range experience is limited, by the way. I don't have like thousands of hours at the range or whatever, so I'm not trying to like, I don't know everything, but I don't know if I've ever heard of a, yeah, I don't know if,
accidental discharge.
I feel like I've heard like,
First
you know,
and
like
foremost,
like there's a jam, there's a gun jam or whatever. I don't know if I've ever heard of that referred to as a misfire. I guess it could be misfire maybe, but.
Most important protocol is no live ammo.
Oh, and so this thing he's saying, no live ammo on set. So, and I've read this on like 3 or 4 different articles, that like on set, a live round can refer to a dummy round that has like gunpowder. Like when you pull the trigger, something's gonna happen. Which I think tracks with what I've read, because otherwise, like there are so many things referring to like, oh, okay, live round on set or whatever. But like you would never have an actual like cartridge with a bullet at the end. You would never do that in a movie. Why, right?
On the set. No live rounds. A live round.
Hold on. Is this guy a real deal prop master, or just someone on YouTube? His name is Scott Reeder, and he says he's a film TV prop master and has garnered a following 1 point. So I'm assuming he's got real experience, right? So
Is a cartridge with a slug in it, a bullet that can kill someone. It appears that rule was breached. And next, once you have your cart set,
okay, is that true? Wait. Can somebody link me court docs? That would be crazy if that was true. So there was a round with a bullet in that firearm. That's crazy if that is the case. I don't know if like have court docs been released that confirm that is the case. It sounds impossible, but if this bullet penetrated one person and injured another, that seems really, I don't know if that's possible with a squib loader with like a blank. Gun that killed DP allegedly used for offset target practice. Okay, so this is another thing. I want to be very cautious, even though no one else is in this. Okay, everything I say could be subject to being different, because I've read so much different shit on this. Okay, I've read a lot of different stuff on this. Okay, so my understanding, based on, because I was reading a ton of shit on this, because I thought about making a response video to Lawrence Southern. When you're on set, I don't think they have prop guns normally. I don't think they use prop guns. I think a lot of the times they use real guns, but they're full of like dummy rounds. They don't often make fake firearms. They use a real one loaded with. So when you say like, oh, this gun was used for target practice, I think a lot of the guns that are on set, on a movie set, you can just take them off and then like load real ammo into them and use them. Now, that might not be the case all the time, but I read this in a lot of different places as well. And I mean, like, looking at some shows, it seems like it. Like, that looks like a fucking, it's a 1911, or that's a, that's a Glock. Like, that's a, but obviously it's hard to just look at it and tell. Like, it could be a convincing replica, but fuck, there's so much conflicting information. I should have saved my article, so it sounds like I'm not just pulling this all out of my ass. But. The bullet could have been lodged in the barrel from a misfire earlier offset, and then a blank fires it, which is what this guy discussed in the video. That sounds like it's possible, although, damn, how do you get a bullet lodged in a barrel from a misfire? It was a revolver they shot. I guess it's possible. I just don't know how. That seems like really hard to do. That killed Lee. I think with Lee, there was like a fragment of a piece of metal stuck in the barrel, and then that's what was fired out. It wasn't a whole bullet. You think in 2021 it's easily possible to make a fake gun that in every way, including the action, appears real on camera? Flak Monkey, that's what I thought, because I was surprised when I heard that. I was like, why wouldn't you just make fake guns? Like, you literally have these prop master people that their job is doing props. Why not just make fake guns? But it seems like in movie sets they use real guns a lot. Yeah, I don't know.
Next, once you have your cart set up with your guns, you do not leave it unattended. You always have someone with their eyes on it from your department. From what I've read, the first assistant director walked outside of the set to the weapons cart and grabbed one of 3.
Okay, I don't know why every single day there's like fucking Mr. Moody's mom is backing up in my parking lot.
3 weapons that were sitting there on a cart that was unattended. That's a breach. And the next breach in protocol is the first AD grabbing a gun. No one should grab a gun except the armor or the prop master. They were using Western revolvers. And when we do that, we use real revolvers. And we use blanks for when there's gunfire. And then we use dummy rounds. You shake them, there are BBs inside where black powder normally would be. It's my understanding that it was a close-up.
I don't know what that means. There's BBs inside where black powder normally would be. If you want to have the explosive thing and the sound, you need to have gunpowder in there. I don't know what BBs means. I don't know what he means by that. Inside the cartridge, putting BBs inside a cartridge, unless BB refers to some explosive, what's the name of like a thing you set on fire and it makes like chemical reaction? Is it just weight? He was talking about dummy rounds. Yeah, but
For when there's gunfire. And then we use dummy rounds. You shake them, there are BBs inside where black powder normally would be. It's my understanding that it was
that statement doesn't make any sense. It's a weighted prop with a spent primer destiny. Oh, and so when he says BBs, is he talking about like some like lower reactive gunpowder instead, or? Let's see, you can identify the dummy rounds by shaking them. Oh, so these are rounds that don't react much when you pull the trigger. It's just the primer that goes off. That makes more sense if that's what that means. Okay. Okay.
Close up on Alec Baldwin's revolver as he pulls it out of his holster and cocks it as he's pointing it at the camera. And since the camera's looking right down the barrel of the revolver, you've got to have dummy bullets in the cylinder. And if you're following protocol, you would take your dummy rounds into the set with an empty gun. You go to the first assistant director, clear the gun first. You run a rod through the barrel to where they see the orange tip come out the other end of the barrel. They know that it's clear. Then you show them all the cylinder holes. They're empty. The gun is clear. Hand the dummy rounds to the assistant director, and he shakes each one. He hears the BBs, hands you a round, you put it in the gun, the same way for all 6. It's ultimately on the first assistant director to confirm that that gun is safe. But none of that happened. The first AD grabbed the gun off the cart, goes inside, hands it to Alec Baldwin, and says, "Cold gun." And unfortunately, you probably know the rest. And again, my heart goes out to everyone involved in this tragedy.
So my question is then, it seems impossible that a live, like non-bullet, like, can you refer to it, would you say squib load? Or what would you say for like a round that explodes when you shoot it but doesn't have the bullet in, those rounds? It seems impossible that could kill one person and over-penetrate and hit another person. That a blank could do that, yeah. If he's aiming at the center camera and he killed the cinematographer, maybe it's close enough. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. It wasn't a blank, it was a live range load. That sounds insane to me. I don't even know why you would keep any of this even remotely close to each other. Like, if you were on set, why would you even have, 357 ammo or whatever? Or what was it? I don't know what kind of revolver it was. Why would you even have that ammo anywhere near guns that are, like, prop guns? That's just, like, that just sounds so unreal to me. It would be like if you were a chemist working with dangerous chemicals and you stored that in like your cooking supplies all in the same cabinet. Like, why would you even do that? Realistically, this will always happen a small percent of the time anytime you use real guns on set. It shouldn't, though. Like, the rules that you have for firearms should make accidents impossible. When it comes to firearm safety, like, there are things in life where sometimes bad things happen and you just, like, oh, everybody has one of these. Something always goes wrong here, yeah, this will happen at least one time, okay, right? Firearms are not supposed to be like that. Like, you should have enough like redundancy in terms of your safety that never happens. Like, assuming that you don't handle a firearm until you've had proper firearm like guidance, you should never have a single negligent discharge in your entire life, save potentially for a weapon malfunction. But even in the case of a weapon malfunction, nobody should be harmed, because usually you have to break 2 out of the 4. Usually you have to break 2 out of the 4 rules to actually hurt somebody with a firearm, right? If you have an actual like weapon malfunction and a bullet is released and you didn't mean for it to happen, at the very least you're aiming down range, or you're not pointing the gun at somebody else, or it's in Could it be shrapnel from the camera if he was shooting towards the line? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there's so many such between that. You gotta fuck up hard. Just think of how many cop dramas are filmed every year with no incident. Yeah, for sure. There's a ton of like firearm handling in movies, and it is exceedingly rare that you get like something like this happening. Yeah. How to handle an accidental misfire. Something happens with this guy's gun. I don't remember.
Go ahead and unload. Show clear. I got it. If clear, slide forward, hammer down, and holster.
I don't know what this can't be a concealed carry permit class, or maybe it could be, because these people in the back look like they're goofing off. Because this guy obviously is very responsible with handling his firearm. I think it's a competition. Oh, okay. I don't know how this fires here, unless he pulls the trigger, does he? It looks like a weapon malfunction. He's got trigger discipline here. I don't think his finger's on the trigger. I think it was a gun malfunction. But weapon stays pointed forward the entire time. He's not like, oh God, what happened? And like waving it around like a lot of people do. Always points down range, removes the magazine, finger is still off the trigger, firearm is still pointed down range, racks the slide to clear the round, no magazine inside. The action is open, so there's no possible way that a round is chambered. Finger is still off the trigger as it should be, and then slide is closed, there's no mag in, no cartridge injected, and you can holster the weapon. This is really well done. Good job. They gave him a disqualification and say, well, yeah, because it's weapon malfunction, so he's going to get disqualified, of course. But at least he handled it correctly.
Unlucky.
I know nothing about guns. Could the slide going forward possibly fire the gun? Possible, but that's a malfunction. That should never... well, maybe there are some firearms where that could happen. That shouldn't ever happen, though. My understanding is that should never happen. But there might be some weird systems where that happens. But I don't think for a firearm that should ever happen.
What is it called when you're like limp wristing a gun? And
Limp wristing.
Well, yeah, but like the bullet comes and gets stuck in the slide. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's called limp wristing.
That's limp wristing. Okay.
If you limp wrist a shot, part of the force of a gun, or part of the force of the cartridge when the bullet goes forward is the slide goes back. But if you limp wrist and your hand absorbs the recoil of the gun too much, then the slide doesn't go far enough back to pop in the next cartridge, and then you'll have a jam, basically. Yeah. The hot chubby clip.
This time 5 rounds
Oh, I think we watched this.
for her? Oh.
Finger here. The little movement, thumb up a lot. This is
Oh, God.
I mean, perfect. That's where it should be. That's where it should be. Perfect. 10 out of 10. No.
Oh, sorry.
I know it's late. Listen, guys.
Don't ever point to
always
someone.
Keep it down.
Okay.
Thankfully.
This time 5 rounds?
Oh, man. I don't actually blame new shooters for stuff like this. I would hold the range guy accountable. You should know whether or not the person you're dealing with knows what's going on. I really don't like the culture of like giving new people guns and it's like super cute and funny and you kind of like let a bunch of shit slide, because it's really easier for people to get killed doing shit like this. So I always hold the instructors responsible. But oh, 30 seconds left on
The
this.
same way for all 6. It's ultimately on the first assistant director to confirm that that gun is safe. But none of that happened. The first AD grabbed the gun off the cart, goes inside, hands it to Alec Baldwin, and says, "Cold gun." And unfortunately, you probably know the rest. And again, my heart goes out to everyone involved in this tragedy.
the gun type.
Unloaded firearm. First, let's make sure we're dealing with an unloaded firearm. All chambers are clear. The reason the cowboy load is so important is because it ensures that your hammer rests on an empty chamber. The reason you want your hammer resting on an empty chamber is because on these old-fashioned single-action revolvers, the firing pin is attached to the hammer. Now, if you have a modernized single-action, for example, a Ruger Nuvaquero, those have modernized internal parts with a transfer bar system, and it's entirely different. You can safely load 6 cartridges in that cylinder. But on this cylinder, because of this firing pin situation, you only load 5. Here's how to do the cowboy load. I open the loading gate, bring the hammer to half.
Wait, I was like half listening. Wait, why would you only load 5?
Nuvaquero. Those have modernized internal parts with transfer bar system, and it's entirely different. You can safely load 6 cartridges in that cylinder. But on this cylinder, because of this firing pin situation, you only load 5. Here's how to do the cowboy load. I open the loading gate, bring the hammer.
A firing pin on the hammer? My understanding is that it's scary, but my understanding is that as long as you have the trigger pulled and your thumb on the hammer, you can very slowly let the hammer down, and the firing pin shouldn't ignite the primer. Now, I'm not comfortable with that because it's pretty spooky, because I don't deal with firearms that have like hammers like that. But but it's possible that if the hammer gets hit maybe with a round in that chamber, maybe it could set it off. Yeah.
To half cock, which will free the cylinder to move. I'm going to load 1 chamber, then I skip 1 chamber, leaving it empty, and then load the other 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll close the gate, and at this point, when I pull the hammer all the way to the rear, you'll see that the empty chamber is now the one directly in front of the hammer. So I can lower it down, firing pin rests over an empty chamber without the risk of the gun discharging. Common belief is, if the hammer were to be bumped while it's resting on a live cartridge, it could fire.
Yeah.
Well, let's go outside and test that theory. Now, I won't actually set off a live round this way. Instead, what I've done is I've seated a primer in an otherwise empty 45 Colt case. So I'll just put that into the revolver, bring it around, and now the hammer is resting right on that primer. So I'll just give it a tap with the mallet and we'll see what happens.
Oof.
I'm sure you heard that, and I'll even let you take a look. That the primer is in fact fired. This is why on a single action old-fashioned revolver, you load 5 instead of 6.
Well, as always, I hope this video has been helpful for you. Please remember to click the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos. How's your foot? Thanks for watching.
Wait, what's the point of that?